Alright guys, what you're seeing right now is a comment that I left on my previous video. It was the Auburn versus Clemson analysis about this matchup here for Ole Miss versus Alabama. And I was giving my thoughts on Ole Miss and about how I thought this game would turn out, or at least my impressions of their personnel and how that would affect the game. If you would like, you can pause it here, read this, and then compare it to my analysis or and what actually happened, what you saw in the game, and let me know if it was accurate. Actually, let me know what you thought about my pre thoughts before actually seeing the game, and let me know if you thought I was accurate. Like I said, thank you. As you all are aware by now, Alabama, of course, beat Ole Miss 66-3. Man, that was intense. I didn't expect that score. I did think Alabama was going to win by a big margin. I didn't think it'd be that big. Impressive to say the least. This performance, it was really good. Unfortunately, of course, we lost to Sean Hand. He has an MCL sprain, so he won't be out for the whole year, but he will probably miss a few weeks. But he himself said that he'll be back sooner rather than later, so that is a good thing. That's a good thing to hear. And Trevon Diggs, I haven't heard much about him yet, so we'll find out probably in the update today or maybe tomorrow about his situation. But they didn't seem as concerned with him as they were with Deshaun Hand, but we'll find out. Um, I realized something at the end of the game. I realized I didn't see Jamie Mosley at all during the game. I didn't see him get any reps or anything. I don't know if he had a little bit of injury situation or maybe he's in a doghouse for a little bit, but I did not see him play at all yesterday. Maybe some of you did. Maybe you can tell me if you saw him, but I didn't see him. Maybe some of you know why he didn't play. So let me know if you do know the reason why for that. Also, an interesting thing is that Jalen Hurts had more yards by himself. Well, I mean, you're passing the ball, so I mean, it was with the help of teammates, but he had more yards passing and rushing than the whole Ole Miss team. Like his total yards eclipsed Ole Miss's total yards. Wow. The offensive line dominated again. This offensive line is really coming into its own. Like I told you guys before, this offensive line is starting to look like one of those 2011, 2012, 2013 offensive lines. With their ability to maul people at the front of the line of scrimmage. But like I said, that was against Vanderbilt and Ole Miss. So we'll see as the season continues to progress. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Also, this defense is really good with the blitzes. It kind of reminds me of those early Nick Saban defenses, except they weren't as talented, but they did use a lot of good blitzes to kind of create pressures and whatnot. With this team being as talented as it is and employing these blitzes to increase the pressure is actually really impressive to see. I've been wanting to see this for a while. With all the talent we had, it'd be great to see them do some more exotic packages and blitzes. I saw a big dime, 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 6 defensive backs, and we'll blitz them, the slot guys, and the safety. Visit the safety a couple times yesterday, maybe 3 or 4 times. Uh, I really like it. This shows also that the staff trusts the secondary to do their job. They trust them on an island, and they answer the call really well. We're seem to be more aggressive against spread teams as of late, and I like it. I think before we would let the spread teams kind of dictate what they wanted to do, and we'll kind of let them defeat themselves. And sometimes they didn't do that, which is why we'll give up some passing yards sometimes. But now I'm starting to see Jeremy Pruitt and Saban really attack and tell the offense what they're going to do. They're dictating to the offense what the defense wants to do. And I really like that. And I think it's been effective. I think it fits this team. So I really like these blitzes. Also, this defensive line, a lot of you say, they're not as technically good at pass rushing as some of the former defensive lines we had, or most notably the past 2 years with, Jonathan Allen and Dalvin Thompson and all those guys. Well, of course not. They're not those guys. But this group of defensive linemen, they are very powerful and they hold the point of line of scrimmage really well. Line of scrimmage, they control it, and they use their hands well, and they have a lot of power. They push people back nonstop. A lot of bull rushes, a lot of just bulldozing through linemen. I see it from Isaiah Buggs. I see it from Deshaun Hand. I see it from Joshua Frazier, Quentin Williams. These guys just really know how to push the pocket, contain it, and control it. And it's working. That really works with this team. That combination of that defensive line, this secondary, and these linebackers, it works just fine. And I have no problem with it. I don't need these guys to turn into Jonathan Allen, Tim Williams, and Ryan Anderson. They can be who they are because it's doing just fine right now. With that being said, let's hop into the analysis. All right, guys, here we go. So we're in the first quarter here. In the kickoff coverage on the first kickoff from Alabama to Ole Miss should have let us know what type of day it would be for Ole Miss because they got tackled within the 10 yards. And as you'll see, that happened three straight times. On kickoff, when Alabama took the ball off, we got down to them and tackled them within 10 yards of the goal. It was like, man, it's a bad start, bad omen for Ole Miss. Rebels start with three wide receivers and an H-back. Bama out in the nickel formation with Minka Fitzpatrick at star and Freddie Jennings at jack linebacker. Then next to him is Isaiah Buggs, Deron Payne, Deshaun Hand from left to right. Deron Payne and Deshaun Hand KO. They knock out the left guard and the left tackle to disrupt the run. They were in the backfield and just really messed it up. They were just pushing them. They basically pushed right by them to get into the backfield and disrupt the run. Hootie Jones and Sean Deion Hamilton do clean up on the tackle after the play is disrupted. But man, I told you, these guys are powerful. They control that line of scrimmage. 14 minutes, 33 seconds. Look at Deshaun Hand split the left guard and the left tackle within a second, just like really quickly. But the quick dump to the H-back, gets a couple yards here, so they had to get rid of the ball. So Shea Patterson knew he had to get rid of the ball today. 14 minutes, 15 seconds. Sean Deion Hamilton, no. Shea Patterson, they have the same number, tries his receiver, DJ Metcalf or DK Metcalf, in a one-on-one matchup with Anthony Avery. No good. Avery shut it down. Avery jammed him at the line of scrimmage to disrupt the play, and he wasn't able to get up the field in time. 3 and out to start. 13 minutes, 54 seconds. Bama's on the ball. Let's see. Made 3 wide receivers and a tight end. Yeah, for Alabama, and they had a pistol formation. We started out with this weird New England Patriots style tight end weird formation where we had a couple extra linemen on the field and linebackers. We had Jedrick Wells at right tackle, Womack and was at left tackle, and Jonah Williams was at left guard. I can say that's some type of weird Patriots influence right there, where they like to run the trick plays or power runs and stuff. It was really interesting. Lester Cotton and Jedrick Wells both whiffed on their blocks though, but Damian Harris still got 4 yards using his vision. 13 minutes, 29 seconds. 3 wide receivers. Excellent protection for Jalen. He throws leaning back a little bit though, which is trouble because when you throw backwards or off your back foot, the ball will go high. Remember that. Any of you aspiring to be quarterbacks, if you throw off your back foot, the ball will go high. And probably sail over the receiver head. And that happened a little bit here. He tried to throw to Robert Foster, who's in one-on-one coverage or one-on-one matchup on the DB on the left sideline. He throws it toward the outside, which is good, and it was upfield, which is good. But Robert Foster couldn't get it because it was just too far. He locked it up and over his head just a little bit too much, and I say that's because he was leaning back. So just out of reach. You can get that though. Maybe Robert Foster could have adjusted better to the ball, but Jalen Hurts could have been more risky with this throw as well. You know how I always say throw it high to the outside? Well, Robert Foster had his guy beat so well, had so much space like in the route, where Jalen could have really kind of zipped it in there and got him the ball. But he was being safe, and I can't fault him for making a safe throw. Also, Calvin Ridley was open on a little drag route that was going past the first down, so he could have hit there too. 13 minutes, 21 seconds. Great protection with a very clean pocket for Jalen. He has the right reads to Calvin Ridley on a corner route, but the ball was thrown just like a smidge, and I mean just a smidge, too high and away. And honestly, it really wasn't even too high and away. It's just that I'm trying to be sympathetic to the receiver here because it was a harder ball to catch. But Calvin Ridley had both hands on it, so he should have caught it. It was possible for him to catch that ball. But Jalen Hurts had a lot of leeway to put that ball kind of even on his body if he wanted to make sure that he caught the ball. Because the DB was nowhere in sight. Calvin Ridley's route had him just all over the place. So Jalen, when the receiver's that wide open, you don't have to necessarily lead them too much if it's going to be if it's going to be a hard throw to make. Just put the ball on them. But either way, Calvin Ridley got to come down with that ball. He's actually dropped a few, about one weird ones a game the last 2 or 3 games actually. Where's that going? Oh, and so Alabama had to punt. 13 minutes, 7 seconds. No push at all for the Ole Miss offensive line on the Alabama run. We stuffed it. On the Ole Miss run, Alabama stuffed it. 12 minutes, 41 seconds. We blitzed our will linebacker, which was Rashaan Evans, to get immediate pressure as he just shot the gap and got in there immediately. Shea Patterson has to roll and scramble right to throw it away. So the pressure, those blitzes, look out for them. I'm going to talk about them a lot. 12 minutes, 30 seconds. Bama has 5 people on the line of scrimmage running that little weird radar formation with both linebackers in between 33 and 94 on the right side of the offensive line. Um, it is weird because the blitz, I think, caused a little confusion here with Shea Patterson as Keith Holcomb backs away and Mac Wilson plays a spy. Also, Rashawn Evans, Anthony Jennings was bullying the right tackle into the backfield to pressure Shea Patterson. And it was amazing because he was just pushing them. Like, these guys can push. I was telling you that. And it ended up being incomplete. Another 3-and-out for Ole Miss. 12 minutes, 18 seconds. We stack wide receivers to the left and one wide receiver on the right side, but it's Robert Foster and Calvin Ridley stacked. A little swing route / screen pass to Calvin Ridley gets the first down easily. Perfectly thrown by Jalen Hurts as Calvin Ridley was able to just keep running and get the first down. 12 minutes left in the first quarter. 2 running backs in the shotgun formation, Damien Harris and Bo Scarborough. We did that formation maybe like 2, maybe 3 more times. I think at least 2. We handed off to Damien Harris for about 4 yards. 11 minutes, 26 seconds. Looks like an RPO to me. Jalen Hurts may have taken off just a little too fast as Calvin Ridley and Robert Foster beat their DBs on slant routes. Go look at the play. They both beat their guys. Although the lineman may have been close to 3 yards down the field, I'm not sure if the rule is past 2 yards down the field or past 3. So maybe he didn't want to throw it. But either way, I think he just committed to running way too fast on this particular play. No gain as Ole Miss stacks the line of scrimmage. 10 minutes, 50 seconds. Wonderful pass protection, and I mean wonderful. It leads to an open space to the left and right of Bradley Bozeman. And when you go look at this play, it's like Bradley Bozeman got his guy on the island and just pastures to the left and right of him as the rest of the offensive line pass protected and made a really nice pocket. Number 2, Jalen Hurts, of course, just takes off for an easy first down and more. They had 6 rushers, Ole Miss did. They decided to send pressure. Alabama had 6 blockers, one-on-one for each one of them, and all 6 of Alabama's guys won their battle. Bo Scarborough, who was one of those 6 blockers, he actually goes out and gets the linebacker who was blitzing or who was trying to spy. So, man, you know you got a good team when your running back goes out to block. Also, Cam Sims was coming open on a dig route. So that actually could have been a first down throw as well, but you can't argue with the results because both players were extremely open. Jalen would just have to wait a little bit more to hit Cam Sims or just take off and go ahead and get the first down by yourself. Can't argue with either one. Yeah, and look at Jalen Hurts' strength when he's running through the tackles on this play. He literally ran through tackles to get this first down. Impressive. 10 minutes, 16 seconds, a really bad decision by Jalen Hurts. On a throw to the tight end here, going into the end zone. It was a bad throw. Bad because there's a reason why. Tight end had his guy beat, but the other DB was really nearby, just close by. And when Jalen threw the ball, the DB broke on it, and DB dropped the pick. It could have been an interception, but he dropped the pick. Jalen should have known not to throw that falling back to. The pressure was coming, so Jalen had to like kind of jump up and fall away. And remember I said about falling away, and by doing that, the ball kind of lopped it a little bit, and the ball was going low, so it turned out okay, but the DB got to jump on it. If you're going to throw that ball, you have to stand in there firm, even though the pressure's coming, and you have to fire that ball low and with velocity, so that only your tight end has the chance to catch the ball. It's going to be a hard pass to complete, but you only have to get your tight end and put it on the tight end's body. Don't leave him out. 10 minutes, 9 seconds. The same stack formation from earlier, with Robert Foster and Calvin Ridley. The wide receivers do the same thing, actually, so this is to confuse the defense. But this time, it's a handoff up the middle for Bo Scarborough. Easy touchdown as he drags the guy who's holding on to his leg. He just did nice one little cut back into the space. Lester Cotton played great. He blocked this guy down to the left. Bo Scarborough saw the vacated spot, cut back, and went right through, ran through a guy. Line of scrimmage was dominated by Alabama. 9 minutes, 58 seconds. 4 wide for Ole Miss here. Deron Payne and Deshaun Hand, they lose their gap integrity, actually. So, come on, guys, you're the senior guys. Or, the most experienced, so don't lose integrity. And this allowed Shea Patterson to run for about 6 yards. 9 minutes, 40 seconds. the blitz for Shondion Hamilton, and then a stunt right behind it comes through as Shondion Hamilton. Oh, not Shondion Hamilton. I went through down. I think we actually did blitz Shondion Hamilton, but yeah, it was Shondion Hamilton and it was a stunt by the defensive line. That's what it was. And Shea Patterson lost the ball up to the wide receiver, who's covered by Levi Wallace. That's my boy, who ended up with 2 picks in this game. I keep telling you guys, Levi Wallace is the man on the right sideline. Very sticky coverage by Levi Wallace. Yeah, good read by Shea Patterson because the safety had come down to play. I think it was Hootie Jones came down to play one of the other receivers. So Levi Wallace was by himself. He was on an island. Like I said, Alabama trusts these guys on the island. Um, and the pressure caused this throw to be a little inside because it was down the field. And he had Levi a little bit beat here, but Levi was really close though. And like he had the receiver was more in front than Levi was on top of him. So it was possible for a big play. So inside throw, the ball ended up instead of being high into the outside, it ended up being down up the field, but inside. So the receiver had to work back to the inside of the defender to get back to the inside of the field and try to stretch out for it, but he couldn't get it incomplete. Also, Levi Wallace may have used a little veteran move here, a little trick that DBs use to prevent completions. He may have tugged on the back of the receiver's jersey a little bit, gave him a slight little tug. But even if he had the ball um, to prevent full extension for the ball, but even if he hadn't, I think the ball was going to be incomplete regardless because the receiver didn't get a hand on it. But yeah, a little veteran move there by Levi Wallace. You can go watch that. Let me know if you think he did it too. I think he did, but didn't necessarily. I saw a little jerk by the receiver, so I was like, huh. 9 minutes, 31 seconds. Blitz from Keith Holcomb, Mac Wilson, and Minka Fitzpatrick forces a quick throw to Levi Wallace's guy, but the ball was poorly placed. I mean, poorly placed. It was out in front of the receiver, way too far out in front of his receiver. The receiver didn't have a chance to get it. Levi Wallace's long arms is able to tip it, and then he grabs it. Like as he tips it, the ball pops right in front of him, so he just grabs it. And then his receiver gives up because he thinks the play's over. Levi Wallace returns it for a touchdown. Nice play. Shea Patterson should have tried Tony Brown or Ronnie Harrison's guys, actually, as they both played off so as not to get beat down the field. And both of those guys ran routes that ran past the line, ran past the first down marker. So the pressure really got to Shea Patterson. And like I said before, Shea Patterson is not Chad Kelly. Um, he's not. He doesn't have that same mentality, that gunslinger mentality. That I'm just gonna go in here and do whatever. He gets scared. Chad Kelly didn't really get scared against Alabama. He just came out guns blazing, which got him in trouble with a lot of teams. But yeah, Shea Patterson's not that guy. And this is why pressure is important because you make quarterbacks miss throws that they otherwise could see. So it's the third straight. After that touchdown, we kicked it off again. Like I said, the third straight kickoff where we ended the return at around the 10-yard line. We were excited and motivated to play this game. 9 minutes, 15 seconds. Look at Raekwon Davis, bully, number 50, to get in the backfield immediately. Like, man. But unfortunately, the rest of the front seven crashed in as well. So, like, they had the line of scrimmage dominated, but they all kind of crashed in toward the middle. And this allowed number 22, Jordan Wilkins, to get the edge, and he got the first down. He get the first down on the run here. And he also hurdled the guy. Really nice hurdle. I was like, I'm impressed. Must have been watching Najee Harris last week. 9 minutes, 4 seconds. Anthony Jennings just abusing the right tackle. Where we're going here. Oh, I see. He's abusing the right tackle again, but 14, which is DK Metcalf, he beats Anthony Averett over the top just a little bit for the first down. Quick throw. It was a quick throw. He just ran up the field, and he's tall and big. So Shea Patterson just like throw the ball up the field. Quick first down throw. 8 minutes, 51 seconds. A 5-yard gain for Ole Miss as Jordan Wilkins gets the edge again. So they realize we can't run up the middle. Let's try to get around the edge, and it worked a little bit because sometimes our guys just crashed into the middle a little bit too quickly. 8 minutes, 20 seconds. We played zone, and we had contained rush. Hootie Jones gets caught not getting depth on his deep zone, and because of that, Lodge runs by Levi Wallace and Hootie Jones, so he's wide open. But Shea Patterson overthrows it bad. I mean, that was going to be a TD, and he just completely overthrew it. I mean, they could have changed, the final score. It could have changed their motivation for the rest of the first half, but when you miss a ball like that, I mean, that was the easiest TD they had the whole game. I mean, the easiest possible TD chance they had the whole game. 8 minutes, 11 seconds, Alabama kind of playing that radar look where you have two linebackers in between defensive linemen at the line of scrimmage trying to create pressure and confusion for the offense. The pressure forces a scramble, and Shea Patterson takes the sack after escaping Ronnie Harrison, who came under pressure here. But Deron Payne and Isaiah Buggs get him. 7 minutes, 2 seconds. Two delays. Alabama's back on the ball now. I think it is. Yeah. Two delays, not two delays. Jalen Hurts delays the snap after seeing the blitzer come up. So, he does it again, too, 6 minutes, 56 seconds. So he waits to see where the blitzers are coming from, to see if the defense is trying to confuse him. Very good development and smart decisions by him. And then he IDs the blitzers so he knows where they're possibly coming from. Smart play by Jalen. Jonah Williams, though, was blown by immediately when Jalen did snap the ball, and it was scary how fast that guy got off the ball. They had some really good. They said they're small, but they can pass rush. The Ole Miss defensive line, it was scary. But the interior offensive line got manhandled, which is surprising. Alabama's interior offensive line. I guess I think it was like a little blitz by Ole Miss that caused some trouble. But Jalen Hurts stands firm in there, and he didn't try to run. Like a lot of people assume that he didn't have any development, so he'll just run. He didn't try to run. And he hits Calvin Ridley on a slant for a big yard. So Calvin Ridley's able to keep running a little bit. So great decision by Jalen Hurts. 6 minutes, 25 seconds. All day to throw for Jalen Hurts. I mean, he had all day. And he sat in that pocket. He had all day to throw. He moves right a little bit just to set himself up. He sets his feet, gets his arm ready, sets to throw, and delivers a strike to Cam Sims over the middle on a dig route that goes for big yardage. Big yardage, I mean. Excellent route by Cam Sims that's in the middle of the route as he's like going up the field. He kind of gives a little shimmy shake to get outside leverage and then goes by the defender and then does the end part of his dig route. And man, he really put the work on him. But Jalen Hurts' patience, because he could have run off. Jalen had space in front of him. He had space to just take off and get more yards too, but he saw Cam Sims coming open and he wanted to get him the ball, and he did. Cam Sims had that guy turning around once he did that little move on him. Also, beneath all that, a little level route by Robert Foster was open too underneath that. So good play design by Alabama and just good decision making by Jalen Hurts. 5 minutes, 55 seconds. The Ole Miss defensive line shows some fight here, and they kind of get a battle win at the line of scrimmage. 5 minutes, 20 seconds. RPO the RPO play here gets all of the Ole Miss defense running to the line of scrimmage. I mean, they all came up. But Jalen Hurts pulls the ball and throws over their heads to Held Hinkins for the easy touchdown. Even the placement was subtly great. It was just a subtle decision that made this ball even better than what it seems like. He could have simply threw over the linebacker's head, but he threw it over the linebacker's head and he put it to the left a little bit to prevent any chance of a deflection from that linebacker. Great placement by Jalen. Smart throw. Good job. 5 minutes, 13 seconds. Joshua Frazier is now in for Deron Payne, giving him a rest. It's an RPO here as Shea Patterson hits 14 on a hitch route, which is DK Metcalf. Anthony Averett misses the tackle and just gives up the first down because DK Metcalf turns around, runs to the field. First down and more, actually. This guy's big. He's 6'4", 225 pounds, and he can really move. This DK Metcalf guy. 4 minutes, 59 seconds. Look at Ronnie Harrison come up and try and time his blitz as he sees the wide receiver motion in the backfield and he knows something coming. He comes up to play it. Turns out to be a fake, so he's kind of taken out of position out of the secondary now. But it's okay because they only had two wide receivers go deep, but they didn't get open due to the coverage of Wallace and Averett. The pocket collapses as Christopher Allen, Isaiah Buggs, and Deshaun Hand break through to force Shea Patterson to scramble right, and then let me see what happens next. Oh yeah, and he launches a missile. So the pressure was there and the pocket collapsed, but he somehow escapes and throws the ball down the field. He launches a missile down the right sideline to Lodge, who ran to that side to follow him as he scrambled, and he made the catch. So just a great play. That was Johnny Manziel. Like they were trying to make him play like Johnny Manziel, but he just allowed the pressure to get to him too much. He wasn't ready for that. And but this particular play, he did look like him. So good job by Shea Patterson here. Now at the 4 minute 35 second mark, there's an RPO for Ole Miss again, and do a quick hitch to AJ Brown. My question is, why was he playing to begin with? Uh, he's already injured. Most likely not going to be Alabama. I know you gotta, assume you gotta win because you're the coach and you want to get your players fired up, but don't endanger this guy's career to try to beat Alabama. I mean, probably just shouldn't be playing to begin with. 4 minutes 9 seconds, another blitz, but Ole Miss picks it up well. Shea Patterson tries Levi Wallace again, so I don't know why teams think that they can pick on Levi Wallace, but you can't beat this guy. Yeah, he does run a 4.6 40, so that is one of the reasons why people may try to pick on. And some of the receivers did get behind him a little bit, but he just somehow tends to come up big either way. Um, the wide receiver runs like a little in or slant route, but he looks hesitant on it. Levi Wallace has tight coverage and knocks it away. Illegal motion on the offense anyway, but there's just another reason why you shouldn't challenge Levi Wallace. At the 4 minute 3 second mark, there was nothing open for Shea Patterson as he checks the end zone before settling on Jordan Wilkins. He loses yards actually on this late check down because Shea should have just hit Jordan Wilkins from the beginning of the play and probably could have got 2 or 3 yards. So a bad decision there. 3 minutes 14 seconds. Rashaan Evans fakes his blitz and plays zone. The run Payne gets through his blocks, but Shea has wide receiver on a 10-yard dig route. There's not enough for the first down though. Ends up being 4th and 4. They kick a field goal. The last time they score points in the whole game. 2 minutes 38 seconds. They all block down right, the Alabama lineman, as Jamie Harris cuts back to the left and gets 6 yards. Just another example of his vision that I love so much. 2 minutes 9 seconds. RPO. That same swing pattern to Calvin Ridley on that formation from earlier. It gets the first down. Calvin Ridley had to wait a little bit though, but he still moved forward. 1 minute 50 seconds. It's a weird play for Alabama here. It's like a QB slash running back option with the right guard and the right tackle pulling left. Jalen Hurts runs. He has to fake out a lineman just to go around and get to the edge to only get 3 yards. So it was a really weird play. 1 minute 10 seconds. Good run defense by Ole Miss. So they showed up sometimes. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. More delaying of the snap to thwart the blitz by Jalen Hurts. I mean, just good job. Great protection by him. Great protection for him as he hits Jerry Jeudy on a corner route for the first down. It was a great route. Jerry Jeudy got himself wide open. I really see why people compare him to Ridley. He can really get himself open with his route running. Good catch. Now, start of the second. Breland Speaks blows up Matt Womack to stop Bo Scarborough at the line of scrimmage. That's all I got to say. 14 minutes, 27 seconds. Look at the look at the recognition of the defense by Jalen Hurts and the communication by Hurts to Jerry Jeudy. They kind of had a little back and forth there at the line of scrimmage, and they decided to hit an out route. I believe they audible to that out route together based on the defense's formation. Great job. Ends up being 4th and 1 though, so Alabama goes for it. 13 minutes, 34 seconds. We converted by crashing down left with the blocks and allowed Bo Scarborough to hit the right side. Easy first down. 13 minutes, 2 seconds. A nice play design as there's a play action left with the line going left, and Hink is blocking the edge rusher on the right, and that's the way that Jalen Hurts rolled. Hinkes did a great job of holding him up, actually, so good blocking by him. Hold him at bay. Jalen Hurts works right, but then he looks back to Josh Jacobs, who was in the backfield with him initially, who ran a great route by stalling at the line of scrimmage and then taking off past the linebacker, gets behind the safety. Jalen throws it right in on him. And good job. On the play, Brian Daboll did a good job of doing some misdirection here, making a way to get your guy open. If I wanted to be picky about this, because it was a touchdown, Jalen hit Josh Jacobs and hit him and ran in for a touchdown. I could say that Jalen could have led it up the field more, but all he had to do was put the ball on Josh Jacobs because he was wide open. So, not going to argue with that. Touchdown. 12 minutes, 53 seconds. Quentin Williams was at right end this time, but he did a bad job of setting the edge on the QB power as the quarterback ran left. So, got to work on that. got 7 yards. 12 minutes, 27 seconds. The Minka Fitzpatrick blitz, I call it the Minka Fitzpatrick blitz now because I see him coming from the edge and it's usually successful. He came in, but Shea Patterson fires to Lodge, who was covered by 39, Levi Wallace. Ends up being pass interference because Levi Wallace had a little bit too much contact, even though he didn't need to. He was all over the guy. The ball was low anyway, so could have just let it go. The pressure is causing that ball to be low. Like that pressure is really getting to Shea Patterson as he's just getting rid of the ball. 12 minutes, 21 seconds. Bama rushers fought. They fought to get to Shea Patterson to force his movement right as he rifles down the right sideline toward Lodge, he was actually beating Levi Wallace. Like I said, Levi Wallace's speed can get him in trouble sometimes, but he couldn't throw it accurately because of the pressure. That's why I said pressure is so important. But Rashaan Evans hit him late, and we got a roughing the passing penalty. 12 minutes, 13 seconds. So Alabama's supposed to make mistakes. This is one of those areas where Nick Saban's like almost happy at the same time. We got a big win, but we also got things to correct and things to work on so that you don't get complacent. And this is one of those things. There are mistakes later on and gap integrity issues, and they'll work on that. 12 minutes, 13 seconds. Perfectly timed blitz by Rashaan Evans. But he was so fast that he ran right by the running back as he got penetration, and he gave up his hole and ended up being a 4-yard gain. 11 minutes, 50 seconds. We like blitzing Rashaan Evans. He's on the blitz again, and he's getting some push again. Shea tries his one-on-one though on the left sideline, just hurry up and get rid of the ball, who was covered by Anthony Avery. Ends up being incomplete. Great coverage. The ball was badly placed anyway. The pressure, once again, is causing him trouble. 11-minute, 36-second mark of the second quarter. Alabama was playing dime defense here. Tony Brown was showing a blitz. Shea Patterson audibles, but then the Bama defense audibles and then shifts their line, and that throws Shea off, and he calls his timeout. And so on the play after that, at the 11-minute, 36-second mark, Minka Fitzpatrick and Keith Holcomb come on a blitz, with Deshaun Hand stunting around Deron Payne, which gave Minka Fitzpatrick a free run at Shea Patterson, which got immediately pressure, and Minka got the sack. But also at the same time, Isaiah Buggs was bulldozing number 74, just bulldozing right by him to sack Shea Patterson along with Minka Fitzpatrick. Shea couldn't do anything. The pressure just got there too fast. He was shook. He has a bad habit of when he's like about to run or when he feels pressure coming, he kind of drops the ball like he's about to think what he's going to do. So like he has the ball up here and then the hand drops down. And he's like, okay. And if you watch the game, you'll see that happen a few times, and I thought it was weird. At the 10 minutes, 51-second mark, I lost where I was on my page. Oh, it was a run right for Damian Harris, but Ross Pierschbaker was beat by number 95, the Ole Miss defense, and 95 was able to wrap up Damian Harris' legs just about a yard past the line of scrimmage. Pierschbaker hadn't been beat, there would have been a few more yards. 10 minutes, 23 seconds. Simple 5-yard run by Damian Harris. But the little cut left that he did got the extra yards that made that 5-yard run. I told you, it's the vision by this guy. 9 minutes, 47 seconds. Design QB draw for first down, Jalen Hurts. The blocks were just great. Easy first down run. And 9 minutes, 24 seconds. Jalen Hurts under center. I love when we go under center. 3 wide receivers, 1 H-back. Play action fake dive run. We fake that. And we fake a sweep to Robert Foster, who also goes on a little swing pattern, which is important for a few seconds later. The deep routes are covered, so Jalen Hurts drops back down to Robert Foster on the swing route for big yardage. Well, really nicely designed play there. I like Dable's play call. 7 minutes, 3 seconds. I jumped down too far. 8 minutes, 47 seconds. Shotgun formation, 2 running backs. It's that formation I was talking about earlier that we ran 3 or 4 times. Josh Jacobs was set right. Damian Harris was set left, but he blocks. He misses his block, but Jalen Hurts stands in even though the pressure's coming, and he hits Josh Jacobs on his route up the seam for the first down. It was a great throw. He was under pressure, still hits 8 accurately, and Josh Jacobs is short. He's like 5'10", and he put that ball on him, and he was able to catch the ball over body way before the safety can get there, and no way for the other guys to impact the throw. So great throw by Jalen Hurts. Probably an underrated throw in this game. 8 minutes, 20 seconds. The lower body strength and balance. I thought it was more so Bo breaking the tackle on this play, but it was really about his guy kind of throwing his balance off, but he stayed up either way. But either way, it doesn't matter because that was a holding on that play, so we had to do something else. But 7 minutes, 53 seconds. Jalen Hurts once again IDing the defensive matchup here before the snap. He sees what's coming, and then I don't think that play was successful, but he did see it, so that's good. 7 minutes, 3 seconds. Four wide receiver set. DK Metcalf. Well, it's not DK Metcalf. They're on defense. Whoever this rusher was on the Ole Miss defense, number 14, he beat Jonah Williams. Caught him extending his arms, trying to reach forward. You never want to do that as an offensive lineman. Never reach forward when you're blocking. You get pulled down and you get beat. Um, and the rest of the line did fairly well in protecting, actually. And so, because of that, Jalen Hurts was able to evade 14 without getting pressure from anywhere else. Rolled left, kept his head up, and fired a bullet. I mean, he rifles like a bullet pass to Henry Ruggs in the end zone, wide open on a crossing route, deep crossing route. Henry Ruggs let the ball go through his hands and bounce off his shoulder pass for an incompletion. That is a touchdown. That is so unfortunate because that would have been Jalen Hurts, another passing touchdown for him. More yards, he would have been over 200 yards. Probably could have silenced some more critics. But Ruggs just had his hands like this actually, and the ball just went right through. You got to bring those hands together. Um, and I know it was a harder catch because Jalen was on the run, so the ball was slightly to his left, but the ball was very much catchable. And you got to catch that, Ruggs. Papanastis ends up missing a 40-yard field goal, and Ole Miss gets the ball back. 6 minutes, 49 seconds. Great job of controlling the line of scrimmage by Alabama here. And a rally to the edge, the secondary rally to the edge to clean up the play, don't allow the running back to get, you know, more yards. 6 minutes, 37 seconds. The pocket was pushed completely backwards. I mean, everybody was pushed backwards. I keep wanting to say Rashawn Evans. Anthony Jennings pushed the right tackle. Joshua Frazier was pushing the center. Shea Patterson just steps up and dives, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage because it was done for. Raekwon Davis had his guy locked up, so it was nowhere for him to go. So he just tries to dive back to the line of scrimmage. 6 minutes, 5 seconds. Minkah Fitzpatrick fakes the blitz, but he drops back um, and plays zone instead. The pocket play is contained, but Joshua Frazier gets massive push on number 75 to force Shea Patterson up, which then leads to Anthony Jennings disengaging his guy. When you know you're winning the line of scrimmage when you can just disengage your alignment and go to where you want to go. And he dives at Shea Patterson for the strip tackle. But somehow Shea Patterson recovers that ball. So it was another strip sack. But Shea Patterson recovers. It was a really impressive play, actually. Kind of reminded me of Jonathan Allen, except he didn't jump over a guy. He just kind of dove out and then stripped at the same time. Good job. Um, 5 minutes, 15 seconds. Anthony Jennings is at left end. Deron Payne's at nose tackle, of course, and Isaiah Buggs at 49. We only had 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and 6 defensive backs. That is called the big dime formation. So we really like rolling out our defensive backs. The secondary is the strength of this team. Look at Damian Harris's pass rush move there. He gave a little shimmy move there, and he gave a club and swim to get immediately by the guy trying to block him. Good pass rush move. He really has developed more pass rush moves since he has been at Alabama. But it was a quick dump to Jordan Wilkins anyway, but it ends up being nothing. 3 and out. 4 minutes, 13 seconds. Bama's back on the ball. They go 4 wide. Ole Miss blitzes. But the pass protection was great. I mean, huge holes just open up between a huge hole in particular opens up between the left tackle Jonah Williams and the left guard Ross Pierce-Baker. Easy money for a first down and more as Jalen Hurts takes off. 3 minutes 50 seconds. A QB power. We're just running the ball here with the quarterback with a fake to Damian Harris, making it look like a shotgun sweep run left for Damian Harris. Gets the defenders flowing that way. Opens up a massive hole right in front of Jalen. And he just runs through some guys again with that lower body strength and gets a touchdown. 3 minutes, 42 seconds. We got in Joshua McMillan in at Jack linebacker, so we already putting in reserve. I mean, I'm surprised. Like I said, I didn't see Jamie Mosley. Usually I think this is where we see Jamie Mosley, but today it was Joshua McMillan. Nice little fake pass run there, but it didn't get anything. It was just a really nicely designed. Shea Patterson faked like he was throwing, but he had already handed the ball off to Wilkins, who delayed and waited a little bit to make it seem like a pass, and then decided to run, but Alabama's defense was just too good. I mean, the line of scrimmage was controlled, so nowhere for him to go regardless, even if they were faked. I really like that play, though. I might go back and just look at it just because it was really well done, unless it was a mistake, but it seemed like it was on purpose. 3 minutes, 19 seconds. 22, or Jordan Wilkins spins out of the Deron Payne's tackle. Yeah, he literally goes up to Deron Payne and spins out of it and gets a few yards. I was impressed with that play. Go look at it. It's at the 3 minute, 19 second mark. All right, I'm picking up the analysis a few hours later. Had to go to work, so here we are. 3 minutes, 2 seconds left in the second quarter. Blitz by Rashawn Evans and um, Sean Deion Hamilton forces a dump off pass. Quick little pass to get it out. We really did not let them get a chance to throw the ball down the field. 2 minutes, 37 seconds. Look at Anthony Avery come back to that end route. The receiver he was covering ran an end route, and he kind of played off a little bit, but look at him run back to it to break it up. Good job. 2 minutes, 28 seconds. Ronnie Harrison's blitz was magnificent. He came up right as the snap was about to come. And so there was no way for Shea Patterson to adjust to the blitz. I think Alabama started to do that to throw him off so he wouldn't be able to adjust to the blitz and get protection. And it worked. He got a free run at Shea Patterson and he got the sack. 1 minute, 46 seconds. Must have been confusion between Ross Pierce-Baker and Bradley Bozeman because Alabama's back on the ball here as they allowed a rusher free to Jalen Hurts. But Jalen Hurts just takes off with a first down. I shouldn't be able to say that so casually. Uh, but Jalen Hurts is so smooth. He makes plays like this seem regular, so I'm used to seeing it. 1 minute, 33 seconds. Pass protection was great as Jalen Hurts hits Irv Smith on an out route to the right sideline for about 4 yards. But it was a bit behind him. He had to fall down to the ground to catch it. So a little trouble there. And the next two passes also, it seemed like he had a little trouble on this drive, kind of regrets back to the first drive for him. 1 minute, 16 seconds left. They moved fast. So they got back on the ball in like 15 seconds. Ole Miss busted their coverage in the zone as Calvin really ran right by the cornerback and was in between the safety and the corner, had plenty of space, but Jalen Hurts just missed him. It was on the right sideline, and he just put it in the ground. The ball was behind, and it hit the ground. I think he got so excited about Ridley being wide open that he couldn't really get a grip on it. Um, what am I looking at next? But it was just a bad throw. Also, Cam Sims was wide open as well on a crossing route behind that busted zone. So he had two options there. He went for one, and he was just too excited, and he missed. So unfortunate, well designed play there. Couldn't get much execution. 1 minute, 9 seconds. Wide receiver screen for Robert Foster. He goes nowhere as Ross Pierce-Baker was getting bullied, pushed backwards, and Matt Womack was beat by speed. And it kind of made it unbelievable that it was a screen pass because this defensive end beat him so fast that he it didn't seem like it was a screen pass because that takes a lot of time. And I just realized I'm watching a video in the background, and let me pause that while I'm doing this because that's just doesn't make sense. So hopefully you guys didn't have to deal with that a lot. Um, I don't feel like going through all that again, so I'm just gonna leave it in there. So don't get distracted by that. Um, But yeah, that was the end of the second quarter, end of the first half. We're going into the second half now. Start of the third quarter. 14 minutes, 55 seconds here. Alabama's on the ball. We pull left. We pull Lester Cotton and Hale Hinkes. And they get some hits. Just kind of knock some guys, thump some guys coming up toward them. And Damian Harris hits the crease that they make, and he turns on the Jets. First play of the second half. Damian Harris looking as fast as I've ever seen him. This guy's in shape. He's moving. He's trying to fight for that job. That's his 1A and 1B with him and Scarborough. And he shows you everyone likes to forget about him, but he shows us again and again why he shouldn't be forgotten about. 14 minutes. It was a 46-yard run. 14 minutes, 10 seconds. Shotgun formation. That two running back formation again with Scarborough and Harris. There's an option here as Jalen Hurts keeps it as Jonah Williams and Ross Pierce-Baker pulled to the right. But Ross Pierce-Baker was just bullied backwards again. Ross Pierce-Baker had trouble this game. As you notice, and whenever I mentioned somebody on the Alabama line getting beat or having trouble this game, it was Ross Pierce-Baker. So that's something he can work on, like not getting beat by power. And he actually got pushed backwards into Jalen Hurts, slowing down Jalen Hurts' progress as Jalen had to stop and he had to get out of the way. And that nullifies any gain that he would have had on that play. 13 minutes, 30 seconds. Jalen Hurts should have given the ball to Bo Scarborough up the middle because it was a huge hole there. Probably got a touchdown according to the broadcaster. But he keeps it, trying to make a play here, and he only gets 2 yards. So that's one of the few decisions there that he made that was bad. Where am I going though? 13 minutes left in the third quarter. Jalen Hurts surveys the defense before the snap, and Matt Womack was beat by speed again, as usual. If he's beat, he usually gets beat by speed. But this time he forces the guy wide, making a pocket. Jalen's able to step up, and he moves right. He steps up and moves right, and he slings it high to Robert Foster. And honestly, it was a good throw. Robert Foster jumped up to catch a good catch, but the defensive back made an even greater play because he wisely just pushes Robert Foster out of bounds, doesn't let him get a foot down, so that it's an incomplete pass. Um, so J.K. Scott has to kick a field goal, and he actually hits it. It's a long field goal, and he hits it. I'm like, look at J.K., just the Renaissance kicker right here. 12 minutes, 30 seconds. Line of scrimmage controlled by the Alabama defense. Deshaun Hand played his assignment and got a sack. Because on this play, his job was to keep up with the quarterback. Don't get fooled by the option to the running back. Just play the quarterback. When he saw Shea Patterson keep the ball and try to throw, he ran up to him and tackled him for the sack. Before he even went to him, he made sure that Shea Patterson wasn't trying to scramble by kind of shifting toward the outside a little bit. And when he saw Shea getting ready to throw, he ran to him and got the sack. Great job. Great assignment and discipline by Deshaun Hand. 12 minutes, 4 seconds. The line of scrimmage was controlled again by Alabama. Isaiah Buggs just drops the running back. He gets in the back and just drops him. 11 minutes, 30 seconds. Fake blitz by Minkah Fitzpatrick. But the rest of the guys, like Anthony Jennings, get instant pressure anyway, and it forces like a little swing pass. But Shea Patterson puts it in the ground. The pressure really got to Shea Patterson. I told you guys he's not like Chad Kelly, and we saw that. 3 and out. So Alabama forced another 3 and out. As a matter of fact, Ole Miss hadn't converted on third down pretty much the whole game. I don't know if by the end of the game they got a third down, but at this point, for sure, and even in the fourth quarter, they hadn't converted on third down at all. They've gotten a big play here and there for first down on first or second down, but they hadn't converted third downs at all. 11 minutes, 6 seconds. In the third quarter, I mind you, Tua Tagovailoa comes in. An SEC opponent. We send in Tua Tagovailoa basically at the beginning of the third quarter. That's crazy. The pocket rolled left, so he rolled the pocket left, he moves left, and he makes a bad throw, actually. So his first pass is a bad throw to Robert Foster. It was a really, really horrible decision, and it was a bad pass. It was a little bit low. It wasn't far enough out there, and the defensive back jumped it and almost got the pick. So Tua comes in a little rusty, obviously, and something he can work on. Just switching my notes here. Now, at the 10-minute, 40-second mark, at this point, it wasn't too much going on because Alabama was just running the ball and getting big holes, and I didn't want to just keep detailing that every play, so it's going to go a little bit faster for the third and fourth quarter. So 10-minute, 40-second mark, we got a second straight run for Najee Harris as he gets the first down. 10-minute, 11-second mark is 3 wide receivers with Irv Smith flexed out right as the wide receiver 2. Jonah Williams tries chopping number 14, the guy who gave him a little trouble earlier, and he misses the chop. But Tua Tagovailoa, because he saw this, he had to step up and scramble. He does. He gets a few yards after actually breaking a couple of tackles. You know, he's a big guy. He's not as small. He's not tall, but he's not like a small guy. He's pretty thickly built there. So he breaks a couple of tackles to get a few yards. 9 minutes, 12 seconds. Walk-in touchdown for Najee Harris. The Ole Miss defense is just gassed. They are out of breath. They've been on the field too long the whole game. They can't hold up at this point. And this is the third quarter. 9 minutes, 7-second mark. This is unfortunately the play where Deshaun Hand got hurt. There was no need for that tight end, that H-back, number 9, or Knox was his last name, to go low. He didn't have to go low at all. He could have just ran in the way of Deshaun Hand, and his running back still had space. I'm not saying that it was necessarily a dirty play, but if you're going to be wise, just making a good decision, watching out for each other's health, there was no need for him to go low on that play. It really wasn't. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that one. 8 minutes, 47 seconds. Blitz by Minkah Fitzpatrick and pressure from Isaiah Buggs moves Shea Patterson right. So forcing him to scramble right. He's under pressure, but Rashaan Evans was beat by Knox, the same guy who hurt his hand, down the right sideline for a nice gain. It got a really nice size gain here, maybe 20, 30 yards there. A really nice throw on the run. I mean, Shea Patterson obviously has talent, and he shows it on plays like this from time to time. 8 minutes, 25 seconds. The gap wasn't played well at all by the defensive line on the left side of the D-line. That's surprising because
It had nothing to do with Deshaun Hand. It's just that the guys didn't play their gap well here, and they got a first down run because of it. 7 minutes 58 seconds. Hootie Jones on a blitz from the safety position. He comes up and he blitzes. It was actually ineffective. He kind of got the offensive lineman got in the way and he just kind of gave up on it. But the coverage was really good, really, really good on this play because Shea Patterson had a lot of time, at least initially. But Raekwon Davis eventually just came after him when he realized that Shea Patterson was going to sit back there, and it forces Shea Patterson right, and he has to throw the ball away. Good job in the secondary. When your quarterback is spending a whole bunch of time waiting, that means that the coverage is really good. 7 minutes, 13 seconds. A fake blitz by Mac Wilson and Minka Fitzpatrick as they retreat to coverage after the ball is snapped. The pocket starts collapsing, so Shea Patterson moves up. But Keith Holcomb and Deron Payne wrap him up. But he flips it out to number 12, so, like miraculously. I mean, he was getting wrapped up, but he flipped it out inaccurately into being incomplete pass. That was on fourth down. That was a turnover on downs. So 6 minutes, 59 seconds. They're going to keep running the ball here. Handoff from the shotgun left to Josh Jacobs. The perimeter, he got to the perimeter here and got a big gain. Ole Miss defense, I don't know what they were doing. Um, what am I trying to say? I mean, Josh Jacobs was moving fast, but Ole Miss DBs looked confused. I mean, they were like still looking in at the line of scrimmage, even though he was running toward the sideline. And I'm assuming it was because of all those, the play fakes and the options with the quarterback. They finally just got thrown off, and they were too tired to really react well. I mean, that's what happens when you play a team who's dominating you, running the ball, making you tired, and also giving you misdirection. And that's honestly what Ole Miss tried. That's what they did to us the past 2 or 3 years, but we flipped it on them. And actually, it was a 45-yard run. Josh Jacobs looking fast and big. Anybody else notice that Josh Jacobs looks bigger than he has? And then last year, I mean, he hit that weight room, obviously. I mean, he looked good. He was a little bigger trying to protect his body, I guess. 6 minutes, 35 seconds. Play action pass. It was a great, clean pocket for Tua Tagovailoa as he finds Calvin Ridley on a crossing route toward the right sideline. The ball should have been more toward the sideline so that Calvin really doesn't have to flip around to catch the ball. Calvin really had to like turn around, flip around to catch it, then turn back to go upfield. Great arm strength though, because even though it was a bit behind, it still got there really fast. So Tua obviously has the physical tools. 6 minutes, 15 seconds. A QB option that Tua Tagovailoa keeps, and he runs for a touchdown actually. So he's showing off his wheels here, trying to emulate Jalen Hurts. 5 minutes, 57 seconds. Christopher Allen, he overplayed his play inside. I mean, somebody on my comments on one of my videos was saying how Christopher Allen got fooled by everything in that Colorado State game. I mean, he's a young guy. He's a true freshman, so you expect him not to play everything well. He's learning. I mean, it's this call youth, still getting tricked by the having lack of eye discipline, but he got it together a little bit later on in this game. With the reps, he'll eventually start to get things down. But he did overplay inside, and because he overplayed inside, Jordan Wilkins dips outside of him, and then he makes Xavier McKinney, another true freshman, who's a safety, number 25. He just makes him miss. He gave him a nice little jump cut juke like move, and Xavier McKinney was it was kind of sad. I was like, Nick Saban probably won't let you play again for the next 2 weeks for how badly you missed that tackle. He runs past Tony Brown, so that's surprising, and gets a 46-yard run. And I was upset because that just throws off our statistical domination there. Although we still dominated statistically, it was just that, man, it would have been even better not to have him have gained a 46-yard run because of the reserves in, but they needed that experience, so no problems with me there. 5 minutes, 40 seconds. Good response by the front seven here on the next play as they stopped them up in the backfield. 5 minutes, 10 seconds. Tony Brown on a slot blitz, but there was no pressure on him. Shea Patterson tries to throw a slant on Anthony Avery's guy, so I guess he decided not to stop picking on Levi Wallace. And it was no good still. 5 minutes left in the third. Johnny Dwight is at left end. Keith Holcomb and Rashawn Evans are on a stunt blitz. Shea Patterson throws quickly to A.J. Brown, but he drops it. So A.J. Brown is just not looking like himself. He shouldn't have played. I'm still going to say that. 4 minutes, 54 seconds. Zone here by Alabama defense. But look at Johnny Dwight. Shed the center with the hands. Like, he used his hands. He grabbed him and just ejected him, pulled him out of the way. Like, got him out of there. And Rashawn Evans comes around the edge, and they both get immediate pressure on him. Shea Patterson falls back and tries to sling the ball to, I'm assuming he was throwing to number 11, although number 5 was in the area on the right sideline. But Levi Wallace, who's in zone coverage and is looking at the quarterback, jumps in front of them, and the ball's floating because Shea Patterson is throwing from his back foot, falling backwards, like I told you guys earlier in the video. He jumps it, gets the interception, and gets a nice return. Good play. Nice job being disciplined with the eyes, Levi Wallace. You can't pick on Levi Wallace. 4 minutes, 40 seconds. Nice pocket because Alabama's back on the ball until Lester Cotton was beat. So Tua Tagovailoa scrambles for a first down. He could have hit Josh Jacobs as an outlet, but he decided to scramble. Could have been either decision, and great job. Now, we also have Brandon Kennedy and Grant. I'm thinking about Grant Hill. Not Grant Hill. I can't remember his name, but we had an offensive lineman with the name Grant who stopped playing for medical reasons. But he was a pretty good lineman. But 74 is Jedrick Wills. They're in on the offensive line as well. By the end of this game, we were putting in third and fourth string offensive linemen. I mean, that was even worse than Vanderbilt. Okay, about the same, which is still just really sad for Ole Miss that we were putting in so many reserves. But 4 minutes, 5 second mark, we did a toss pitch left as Alex Leatherwood, the true freshman's in at left tackle. Mind you, he is not the next in line as the backup at left tackle. He's third string, so we're really putting in guys. 2 minutes, 53 seconds. We did an RPO, I think, as Tua Tagovailoa gets rid of it by slinging the ball over toward Devonta Smith's way. He should have handed the ball off there. I think he's trying to do a little bit too much. 2 minutes, 42 seconds. They rolled a pocket left and a really well-run route by Henry Ruggs, making up for that drop earlier, on a little out route on the goal line. He waited till the last possible second to cut out on the goal line. And he did a great job because it kept the defender in and he had all the leverage and he was open and Tua Tagovailoa threw a nice ball at him. It was a tad bit high because it's because Henry Ruggs is a little bit shorter. He had to jump, but it was a touchdown nonetheless. Great throw, great play design, and great route by Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs can really run some routes. I mean, go look at it. Look at how he breaks down at the top of the route and makes it look like you really don't know which direction he's going. And then all of a sudden he cuts outside, and the defender just couldn't do anything about it. Great play, and it was zone too, so the defender has to watch. But when you're running routes like that, it's really hard to jump those passes. And those sirens always interrupt my video, always. All right. 2 minutes, 28 seconds. We got Jamar King in on the line. Also, Jared Maiden. I don't know why I didn't realize this until now, but Jared Maiden is number 21. I remember back in the Florida State game, I saw number 21. Like, who is this guy? I was trying to figure out who these people were. And Jared Maiden. He looks, you know why I didn't recognize him? He looks a lot longer and like more rangy than I thought he looked. For some reason, I guess I didn't get the impression from like the high school photos or from his videos that he was like really that long and rangy. But he has a really rangy frame. Jared Maiden. Go look at number 21 and you'll know what I'm talking about. Also, Shaheem Carter's in and slot. So Shaheem Carter's like the third slot defensive back. He's in the game on the defense. Great job. Just getting reserves, getting all the experience that you need. But where am I? Where's this play that I'm going to? Oh, 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Dylan Moses, who I believe has switched his number to number 18. Or does anybody know who number 18 is? I believe it's Dylan Moses. I thought I saw Moses on the back. He was in the game now, too. He switched his jersey so many times. He was number 7, then he was number 8, now he's number 18. I'm like, make up your mind, young man. And also Tony Brown was at outside corner, at the field corner spot because Trevon Diggs is hurt. So he had to go to the outside corner, which I like him better at. But unfortunately, on this play, he got beat. Johnny Dwight got pressure up the middle. But Shea Patterson delivers a pass to Lodge, who was being covered by Tony Brown down the right sideline. Tony Brown actually wasn't too badly beat here as he was able to run and keep up, but he didn't look for the ball, didn't turn around, so he had a Marlon Humphrey complex there. But he fought for it at least, and he got his hands in there and tried to take the ball away. The ball was a bit inside, though, so it was not the greatest throw. So Shea Patterson has to work on throwing to the sideline. But Lodge caught it anyway, so Tony Brown has to work on turning his head around if he's going to be at that outside spot. 1 minute, 38 seconds. A much better job of playing his assignment. So I told you Christopher Allen was going to make up for it. Remember earlier I told you Christopher Allen overplayed his assignment and allowed the long run? Well, on this play, 1 minute, 38 second mark of third quarter, he played his assignment well. He forces a fumble, actually, although we didn't get a chance to recover it, but good job. So these young players are learning. 1 minute, 2 seconds. Look at Quentin Williams fight through a double team. Quentin Williams, redshirt freshman, fights through a double team to pressure Shed Patterson, causes an incomplete pass. That's how we end the third quarter. We're going to the fourth. So now we got Derek Keefe in at wide receiver. Brian Robinson, the true freshman running back, in. We got J.C. Hassenauer in, but he gets no push on his play to start the fourth quarter. And we actually lost 2 yards. He got beat pretty far in backfield, which I now see why he's probably not the backup center anymore, and Brandon Kennedy has taken over. 14 minutes, 29 seconds, a run right for a few yards, but it could have been more if Brian Robinson didn't trip on number 67. I think that's Josh Casher, as he was running through the hole. 13 minutes, 40 seconds, a nice pocket as Tua Tagovailoa hits Derek Keefe wide open on the left sideline. I think they busted another coverage there. 13-minute mark of the fourth quarter. The exchange, look at the exchange between Tua Tagovailoa and Jerry Jeudy. I wonder if Jerry Jeudy was trying to get Tua to switch the play to a pass because he was looking at him and they were kind of like, looking at each other and kind of making hand signals. And it looks like Tua was just like, no, we're going to run the ball. So it was funny. And you guys let me know if you saw that too. But anyway, 11 minute 34-second mark. Tua Tagovailoa looking good on the option route. So he's trying to show off his legs here in this game. And it worked. He gets the first down. He stays in bounds as well, so a smart decision. 10 minutes, 50 seconds. We do a toss right. And it'll stop from being a big game by number 23 of the Ole Miss defense because he chopped down Najee Harris trying to hurdle him. So good job, I guess, by him. 9 minute, 20-second mark. Second straight handoff to Brian Robinson. Get a first down. 8 minute, 40-second mark. Ronnie Clark is in at running back now. So we're down to our sixth-string running back again for the second straight game. 7 minutes, 4 seconds. Ronnie Clark gets his first career touchdown. Long time coming for that young man. If you don't know, he's been here forever, dealt with some injuries, and everyone was really happy to see him. The whole team tried to celebrate with him when he got that touchdown. Ole Miss is just being dominated at this point because we had second, third string, fourth string offensive linemen and tight ends and wide receivers at this game, like true freshman wide receivers. We had Major Tennyson, who was like the fourth tight end at the beginning of the season. Offensive linemen like Scott Lashley and Alex Leatherwood and others, they're in the game, and Ole Miss is still being run on. This is their first team defense. And it's kind of sad. And it's been like this for a while, actually. I didn't note that Alabama had their third and fourth string in, but they had them in for a good bit of the fourth quarter. And we were still moving the ball down the field. That's scary. 6 minutes, 51 seconds. We stuffed the line of scrimmage here. 6 minutes, 25 seconds. Watch Quentin Williams bulldoze the right guard and gets to running back for a loss. That's a scary play. That's a redshirt freshman making a play like that. Impressive. 5 minutes, 53 seconds. They try to do a shovel pass, but it was swallowed up by Quentin Williams. So Quentin Williams making 2 plays in a row, just showing up late in the game. I believe he'll be the one to step in for Deshaun Ham now that he's hurt. 5 minute mark, Scott Lashley, like I said, is in on the line. Kedrick James, another freshman tight end, is in the game. Richard Pettibon is in the game. Deontay Brown, offensive lineman in the game. Xavier Marks, who's a reserve reserve wide receiver, is in the game. Chris Owens, a true freshman offensive lineman, I believe, or redshirt freshman, one of the two. He's in the game. Whew. Alabama played a lot of guys. At the end of the day, Alabama starts kneeling down. They just have to run no more plays with 2 minutes left in the game and just kneel it on out in the game. That, my friend, is my analysis of the beatdown for Alabama, 66-3 of the Ole Miss Rebels. Like I said, the things I want you to notice that I didn't see Jamie Mosley in this game. Jalen Hurts had more yards than Ole Miss had total. The offensive line did a great job today, except for Ross Pierce-Baker. He really needs to work on not getting beat with power into the backfield. You can cause a lot of plays a little trouble like that. The defense is really good with the blitzes, like I said. You saw that from my analysis. Go look at the game again. That's it, though. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you thought about, I guess, what am I trying to say? I think I lost my point. Just let me know what you thought about the game. How about that? Let me know what you thought about the game. What was your favorite part? Someone asked me last week, do you think this performance against Vanderbilt would be indicative of how Alabama's going to play for the rest of the season? I wasn't sure, but then they come back this week and they dominate Ole Miss. Next week we got Texas A&M, whom I'm never afraid of because Texas A&M always starts off hot and then they get to Alabama and get beat because they're not as physical, they're undisciplined, and they can't stop the run. this year they're not even starting off hot, so I'm really not worried about them. By the way, let me know if you think Alabama will continue this trend of dominating. A lot of people believe so. They believe the SEC has nothing to offer to stop Alabama. I think I agree with that, except with the exception of Auburn. Uh, Alabama's in a class of their own right now. But let me know what you think. See you for the next video.